What's up again, witches? It's me again, post-shower, where, as usually happens, I get a lot of information coming in. So this is Election Equanimity Part 2, wherein we talk about negative capability. So one of the hardest things about today is that we don't have an answer. And we might not have an answer. I mean, coming up to this, one of the major stressors has just been what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. We're in this place of I don't know, which is an incredibly difficult place for people to be. And I believe it was Yeats said, I'm looking to see because I have some little calendar things with quotes on it, and it's one of them, but I believe it's Yeats, that talked about negative capability as being the ability to be in doubt and uncertainty without any, I can't remember what he said, just grasping after answers. So that's a paraphrase. It's very difficult to be in that blank place of I don't know, because what happens is we start projecting all of our stuff onto it. We project everything that's in here. We project all of our hopes and fears. What do hopes and fears translate to? Attachment and aversion. Hope, attachment, this is what I want. Aversion, that's what I don't want. Okay? That's what I fear and I don't want. So it's an extremely difficult place to be. But this is the place of practice. This is the place of true practice. And I want to say that there's no cure for it. There's never going to be a time when our human brains go, yeah, I'm totally fine with having no clue what's happening, particularly when our personal stakes are high, when we've hung a lot of emotional investment on something. As Trungpa Rinpoche said, there's no cure for hot or cold. This is part of the human condition, is when we go to these places where we want an answer. And with us here, we want this to be done. We want to be done. We want to be done with the discomfort, the intense discomfort of, how things are right now. The intense discomfort of hatred and animosity and conflict everywhere, of problems being shoved in our faces and no solutions. This has been one of the hardest things about this regime, is that our country has gone through some big things and we've had no comfort and no solution and no help from the government that we've always looked to for help, because that's what they're there for, right? We've gone through wildfires, hurricanes, a pandemic, and been told, you're on your own, figure it out. Go rake the forest. Find your own PPE. States, go ahead and compete with each other to get ventilators. We have not had the help and the resolution that we're accustomed to from our government. And not only that, we've had injury added to it. We have had incompetence to the degree that the injury has been horrible. So we want an end. We just want an end to it. And election night was, here it comes, and now there's going to be an end. And guess what? There isn't. So today we are pitched into the reality of no cure for hot or cold. We are where we are. It could be weeks before we have a full answer and a resolution. We still have millions of votes to be counted coming in through the mail. So it is not over by a long shot. And yet we are looking at things as if, this is it, we've lost, because it's so hard to hang in this in-between space. It's so hard to hang there. It's hard because we're human, and that's the way our brains work. We want certainty. We want answers. And where we are right now, we want to be done. We want to know the end is in sight. We want to know where it is. Show me where on the map the end is, so that I can just anticipate getting there and then I'm done. And we don't have that. And it's so, so difficult. So I want to tell you that unknowing place, that blank place, is also a holy place. It's a place where the mind stops if we let it, and where new things can get through. It's the space where magic happens. I've talked about Mother Drum over the years, and you know, going from trying to have every moment scheduled to realizing that I need to leave big holes and that it was okay to go in. I mean, I showed up at Mother Drum sometimes not even knowing what the altar was going to be or what I was going to teach about or what dances we were going to do. Like not knowing anything. I would be packing and certain things would be saying, take me. So I'd take a statue off the altar, take me, pick me, pick me. And I would get to the shelter and start putting things together, and the teachings would start unfolding and the magic would start unfolding. And suddenly I knew, you know, what the channel was going to be about that night. So this in-between place, if we can learn to tolerate it, if we can learn to be there peacefully without any strenuous reaching after truth and certainty, we can encounter magic. We can encounter a raw version of ourselves without our judgments one way or the other. And it takes practice because it's never going to be, you know, entirely comfortable, ever. It's kind of like, you know, no matter how many times you experience it and how much meditation you do, when you're confronted with a super, like really uncomfortably hot day, you're going to be uncomfortably hot, right? There's no cure. But this is why we practice. So I'm here to tell you that what you're experiencing is difficult. And there's no failing in you because you're freaking out under this difficulty. This is like some of the prime difficulty of being human, and we're all under it. So if we can, like in my previous video, we talk about the opportunity for practice. So what do we do? All right, I want an answer. I'm freaking out. I can't have an answer. What do I do? I'm going to breathe. I'm going to look at what I can do, what really is ahead of me, what's my duty today, what is my responsibility today, what am I contributing to my life today, even if all I can contribute is to curl up on the couch with a cup of tea and breathe consciously rather than just riding the freak out train. If that's your purpose, that's your purpose. So I'm here in this part 2 to just validate that it is as difficult as it feels. And sometimes it will always be that difficult. In other cases, it won't be that difficult because of practice and experience, but it's not ever going to go away. Hot and cold are never going to go away. Uncertainty is not going to go away. So be kind to yourself. You know, this is time to be kind to yourself, to acknowledge that I am human. I am suffering in the way that all human beings suffer. And let yourself off the hook, number one. Just let yourself off the hook, because we're going to be in this doubt and uncertainty for a while. So today, look at the sky, breathe, wipe something off in your house, make something clean in your house, even if it's this part of the counter. I'm going to wipe that and make it beautifully clean. There, I did something. You know, these little ways of moment to moment existence that we can be present and not going off into what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. So I also invite you today, whatever you're doing, big task, little task, simple, complex, whatever, to just bring your full attention to it to the best of your ability. When you're making that cup of tea, listen to the water boiling. Watch the bubbles in the pot. Listen to the kettle squealing if you have a tea kettle. Listen to the water as it pours. Listen to the sound of it. Watch the steam rising. Be in those moments and feel those moments, and then move on to the next moments. And doing it this way, accomplish every moment of the day so that we move through time. And, we ultimately will land in places that are much more comfortable and certain, and then we'll be right back in places that are uncomfortable and uncertain. Round and round, hot and cold. It's the way it is. And I hope that you are as kind as you can be to yourself today, kind and compassionate. You regard yourself with love and kindness. I wish happiness for myself. Regard yourself with compassion. I wish that I do not suffer. And I rejoice in every little thing that I've accomplished and every little thing that my fellow human beings have accomplished. And I look forward to the next moment with equanimity. Staying in my center, staying in my peace. I hope these are helpful to you. They're helping me. This is my therapy. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you later on tonight for a live stream, and I'll see you tomorrow for another unboxing. Until then, this is Luna, the Zen Witch. Blessed be, my friends.